G'day punters, we're back for another episode of The Weigh-In. I'm joined by my co-host Luke Marlowe. I'll bring him in straight away. Hey Luke, how was your weekend and how did you think the track played at Randwick?
G'day BJ, g'day everyone. Great weekend, really enjoyed the racing and I thought the track played fantastic. Obviously it was firm, they'd had no irrigation for the week with these storms floating around. The storms completely dodged Randwick until just before the flight stakes when one hit. But it was firm and fast early. I thought it played really well. And it was a good punting day, mate.
Yeah, it was interesting on Friday at about 5 p.m. I'm in Botany. I'm not sure if you copped it in Coogee, but we had a massive storm. There was hail. I was expecting at least a soft 5, soft 6.
Yeah, I know. I think they got 3.2 mil Friday evening. But, yeah, it was amazing how the main storm sort of missed Randwick, but that was a good thing, I think. It was just a good, firm, fast track. It wasn't mad leaders either. Like, yes, they were running time, but we saw Foxfighter come from well back in race 1. We saw Masked Crusader come from last. I just thought it played fantastic, man.
It was a good meeting, good day. I'd prefer to play on a firm deck than one with a bit of give in it anyway. But we'll jump straight in. Yep. The first race was the Midway, a benchmark 78 over 1,000 metres. Personally, I think we can follow this race with a bit of confidence. It's one of the better midways that I've seen. Foxfighter was $13 into 11. Delexo, $8.50 out to $9.50. Capital Rain, they took a set against this horse, $3.40 out to $5. Best backed runner, Don Luigi, $34 offered on Wednesday into $14. They were home in 56.39. That was the fastest of the 3,000-metre races. The other two were 2-year-olds, so we're not going to take that into too much consideration. Last 600 metres in 32.92, and the best last 600 metres of the race was Foxfighter in 32.17, and that was the best last 600 of the day, Luke.
Yeah, he launched, good to see Andy Adkins too, back in the winner's circle on a Saturday Metropolitan program. This horse just rolled down the outside and he enjoyed that tempo up front set by Capital Rain, who's a fast, free-rolling horse, and that just allowed Foxfighter to do his thing. David Payne's got him flying. I know you backed on Luigi. Whew, boy, it was a sick watch. He had absolutely no luck, and he pulled up lame just to really top it all off.
Cap it off, yeah, he did. That horse, Capital Rain, this was a relatively fast race, but he's a very fast horse. He might be one of the fastest horses in Sydney, I reckon.
Yeah, he's certainly at this sort of grade. He is very quick. Alicia goes quick on him and he just responds. And that's what she did at Newcastle last start. And he's able to run above average early and just get them all off the bit. Ran into some better horses, but he's done a great job this preparation. He'll probably spell now. And Gary Portelli will have a nice horse there next preparation because he's not overly big yet. He just needs to grow a little bit more. And if he does, I think he could be a pretty useful sprinter.
Yeah, no doubt. He's been very well placed by Gary Portelli. Anything you want to follow out of the race? I've got two. I want to follow Saquon. He didn't have much luck and the draw was against him. He was back in trip. And I want to follow Don Luigi. I thought he was very good and he'll win a race this preparation.
I'm with you with Saquon.
Okay, well, Saquon from both of us. We'll move on to a very impressive filly, the second race, the Jim Crack Stakes. Set weights for the 2-year-old fillies over 1,000 metres. They ran time here. They were home in 56.78. The last 600 metres was in 33.17. They went 7.5 lengths faster than the boys. The best last 600 metres was Wild Calm from the back, home in 32.88. The winner, Coolangatta, was a big drifter on the day, $1.85 out to $2.50, but she was dominant, Luke.
Yeah, top horse. This is an elite 2-year-old. Just did it so easy and run the time. They've gone over a second quicker than the Colts. She's the real deal, I think. If she's there on Slipper Day in that sort of form, I know it's early, but how does it not be highly competitive in a slipper off the back of a performance like this, providing she could run 1,200 metres? I see that as no concern at all. Wild Calm is one to follow. I think it's going to be a nice horse for Annabelle Neesham. You mentioned those closing sectionals. They were very good, and I'm keen to follow its career.
Yeah, no doubt. I think this is a race we can follow with confidence. They went better than the boys. And as you said, I think Coolangatta is definitely a slipper chance if she gets there in Good order. 1,200 metres is no problem because she just settled so well. She was 3 deep without cover, but James was not concerned. She showed a sharp turn of foot, but she was really dominant. She was very good. I do want to follow Wild Calm, as you said, as well, but I think the race in general is going to prove a strong form race. But we'll move on to the boys. The race 3, 2-year-old Colts and Geldings over 1,000 metres. Sajardin, Gary Portelli, $19 into $10. Very well supported on the day. Zambezi River, $6 out to $7. Emperor, $18 out to $20. As we said, they went a full second at least, slower than the girls. And the best last 600 metres was Sajardin in 33.93, and he was the only horse in the race to break 34 seconds, Luke.
Sensational ride on the winner. On a green 2-year-old, the way he weaved through Jay Collett there, that was just absolutely out of the top draw. Nice horse, big, strong fellow. I didn't mind his trial and managed to have something on him at the odds. So I was happy to see him get that split and attack the line the way he did. Although the time isn't there, I still think he's a useful animal. But yeah, just that last 200 overall was pretty slow. So not entirely sure. If you back Kaboo, be forgiving. He pulled up shin sore and he was hanging badly. So he'll go away and come back next time in a nicer horse.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd be interested to see if these can improve. At this stage, I want to pen the race, but we'll move on from them. The fillies are the ones that I want to follow out of the 2-year-olds on the day. The 4th race was a benchmark 88 over 1,600 metres. Wariri Falls was well supported, $8 into $5.50. Big Boy Roy, $4.50 up to $5. Almahaha was well supported in early markets, $34 on Wednesday into $10 on the day. They went 2.5 lengths slower than the Epsom, so that's a relatively fast race for this class. They were home in 1:34.12, last 600 in 34.83, and the best last 600 metres in the race was the winner, Wariri Falls, home in 34.20 seconds. Luke?
Not much to say. Winner's tough. Showed a good turn of foot to win. Beat the usual suspects. I think Olympic Gaze will win a race soon, but he needs beyond 2,000 to do so. Just follow him in the next few runs, pundit.
Yeah, interesting. He's the only horse that I've got written down here as well to follow. He was good on the line there, and he's looking for 2,000 metres plus for 4-year-olds. Down on the limit, they usually run well in town. So I want to follow him as well. But we'll move on to the first feature of the race. The first feature of the day, race 5, the Group 2 Hill Stakes over 2,000 metres. This was $1 million race. And think it over. He was $1.85 into $1.75. Shared Ambition, $6 out to $6.50. Cepheus was a real improver, $61 into $46. There was only one 2,000 metre race on the day. They were home in 2:03.12 and the last 600 in 33.67. Best last 600 was Think It Over in 33.59. So they walked here, Luke, and they really sprinted home for the stayers.
Yeah, I'm loaded on Think It Over here, and I'll tell you what, I was very nervous at the straight because Shared Ambition just kept kicking. One thing I want to mention, punters, and it's still an angle to make some money, that Randwick meeting on the 18th of September, you'll notice Think It Over there in that George Main, he was 3 wide the whole way. That was one of the runs of the meeting. Any horse who raced off the fence on that day, it was a 7-metre rail, they were significantly disadvantaged. And every feature race winner, Think It Over, Mars Crusader, the Flight Winner, Never Been Kissed, Private Eye, the Epsom winner, they were all off the fence, all wide 2 weeks ago at Randwick on that leaders, that fence track on the 18th of September. So there's a horse coming up this weekend that's racing who comes out of that meeting as well that I'll tip our listeners at the end of the show. But back to Think It Over, he's just a tough bugger. Just finds a way to win here, and he got it done. Shared Ambition was good. Horses in the back of the field, they weren't suited by the tempo, Ki Nautique, etc. And I don't think Dewey was suited either, making that early move. Huey tried to put her in the race, but they just went too slow for her.
Yeah, any of these stayers like Dewey, I think Carafe can be forgiven for this as well, because those sort of horses, they just can't run home in 33. They just It's impossible for horses looking for 2,400 metres plus to get home. So this race didn't set up well for them, but think it over. Much deserved win. Race we want to follow out into the future, Luke, or no?
Hard to say. They'll all find their right races. I think Duo's going to a Caulfield Cup. She'll drop to a very lightweight there, but I would probably like to see a touch more for her to be a betting proposition in that race at this stage.
Yeah, I think Huey was slightly disappointed with her as well, but 4-year-old mares in the Caulfield Cup definitely have a good record. We'll move on to the Premier Stakes, 1,200 metres. Mars Crusader, he was well liked in the market, but the damage was done earlier in the week. He got out from $2.30 to $2.50 on the day. Standout was $20 out to $23. Embracer hovered around that $21 mark for the day. It was the fastest of the two 1,200s on the day. They were home in 108.33, last 600 in 34.08, and the best last 600 metres was Mars Crusader, home in 33.18. I want to be following Embracer and Jonker out of this race. Jonker didn't have much luck. Embracer would be much better suited under handicap conditions, and he just wasn't suited under weight for age. Mars Crusader, good Everest. What would you say? Good Everest?
Leader, yeah.
Leader.
Good leader.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I thought it was. He was ducking and weaving in the straight. Good ride from Tommy. He got the breaks, and we know this horse has fantastic finishing speed. I don't think he can win an Everest if he can't take some sort of position. He can't win an Everest from last.
No, he just flopped out the back there, and he was too good for this lot, but different story in Everest.
Exactly, but he's peaking at the right time for Team Hawkes, and they've got him flying. I thought Lost and Running was better. I had a bet on him in this race. I had something on Lost and Running and I Am Superman. I thought both horses ran well without ever really looking like they were going to win the race. And poor old Rothfire, they're not happy with how he's pulled up. So he's pulling up stumps. He's going home, and we won't see him in the Everest.
Who would you be taking? Who are they going to take out into that Everest slot, do you think?
I don't know. I think
question.
There's a few 3-year-olds that are floating around. Obviously, Paul Ely and Home Affairs, etc. In the Congo's been mentioned, but I think there's 3 possibles in the Everest at this stage.
Those are Eduardo, Nature Strip.
I'm against Eduardo.
Legend. Eduardo, you're against him.
Yeah.
Is Gytra one of them?
Yeah, Gytra, Classic, and Nature Strip. But I've got a feeling Everest Day I'll be unloading on Nature Strip, and he's been my most maligned thoroughbred of all time. I've never caught him. But I honestly think this is his year. Everything's going perfectly for him.
That's he's going to be the sort of price that you'd want to be unloading on him. Like he's not going to be he's not going to be in the red. He's going to be well into the black. He's probably going to be what price is he at the moment? $4 or $5?
He's not even favourite. He's $5. Classic Legend is $4.50. I think that's wrong. I think Nature Strip should be favourite, even though the grey is a better horse. He can't possibly be 100% come the big day first up, can he?
It's not going to be easy to do, but Les Bridge is the right man to do it if anyone can.
Yeah, freak trainer.
All right, we'll move on from that. We'll move on to the fillies over 1,600 metres, the Flight Stakes. Never Been Kissed, $81 into $41. Hinged, $20, hovered around that mark for most of the day. Star Tontes was an interesting betting move from Wednesday. They did a bit of damage in the pre-post market. She was into $3.60 when she opened on Wednesday. She got out to $5 on the day, and then she was really well supported late, $4.40 she started. This was the second fastest 1,600 on the day. They went 1:34.04. The last 600 metres was home in 35.21. Best last 600 metres was 34.51 Hinged. They went 2.5 lengths slower than the Epsom. She's All Class. She bled from both nostrils, so she can be forgiven. What was the horse to follow out of this? I think Hinged is going to a 1,000 guineas, Luke.
Yes, I think you're right. And I think she'd be competitive. They're an even bunch of fillies. I bet up on Star Tontes here. I thought she had a chance, just got a bit too far back. I dismissed the winner and made a mistake. Just getting back to my point earlier about that bias, she was 3 wide at her most recent start on a hot rail. there was a case to forgive her, and she's gone around 40s. I missed it, and it was the first of a Group 1 double for Regan Bayliss here.
Yeah, good effort by Regan. It's good to see him kicking some goals in Sydney now. But yeah, she was very good. Star Tontes, I backed her as well. I thought she was one of the better bets of the day. I think we probably made a slight mistake with her. 1,600 metres, it really wasn't a worry in the end, but I think she was a little bit flattened by that real fast race in the Golden Rose and then backing up a week later. So that's something we can take into the future. But I think Hinged has got a real hope in the 1,000 guineas. This is going to be a good form race. I don't think the fillies in Melbourne are any better, and she was one of the better runs of this race for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, I just, this Epsom, mate, it gave me a thrill when Alicia hit the front.
Did you have the champagne on ice? Did you have the champagne on ice?
I tell you what, I was thinking about it with the 200, but this horse is a real star, Private Eye. He's just an awesome galloper. Great day for Regan Bayliss. He was sensational in winning.
Did Private Eye shock you a little bit? Did you think he needed to sting out of the track to win it?
I didn't have him in my first 4 on Friday when we did the punters panel. And as these horses won, Never Been Kissed, Masked Crusader, Think It Over, I finally got it into my skull how disadvantaged he was at his most recent start. He was 3 and 4 wide on that biased track.
Yeah, the entire as well, without cover.
Mate, he was so easy to back here, as was Arameo in the same boat against the bias. They've run 1-2. The favoured runners, Riodini, Hungry Heart, they both raced on the fence on that bias track. So if you just use that method alone, it was easy to find the Quinella. It's always easy after the race, isn't it? But on the other horses, I thought Dallasam was fantastic. J-Max had some bad luck in this race. He's been knocked off by narrow margins, I think 4 times in close finishes. So he just can't quite crack it in an Epsom. Ice Bath was very unlucky.
Yeah, Ice Bath was very unlucky, and not enough rain fell for her, but she's equally adept on dry surfaces as well. I thought Moonga was good, Luke. He was 3 deep without cover, and he did a good job to get as close as he did. And Cascadian, his racing pattern doesn't suit. It's not a winning racing pattern. He just gets too far back in his races, and he needs too much luck. But he went well, and he will continue to go well in mile handicap Group 1s, but he needs plenty of luck to win. Anything else to add?
No, mate. Move on to this good man Montefilia in the Metrop, eh?
Yeah, let's do it. Race 9 was the Group 1 Metropolitan over 2,400 metres. Montefilia was $6.50 into $6. On Taunt, $4.80 out to $5 on the day. Harpo Marks, $18 out to $26. The best back runner was No Compromise, $16 on Wednesday into $9.50 on the day. They were home in 227.79, last 600 in 35.93, and the best last 600 was Great House, home in 35 flat. Good race, Montefilia getting a much-deserved Group 1 2,400 metre event. She sort of ticked off that box for the first time, Luke.
She doesn't run an inch past it, does she? I know she had to make a bit of an early move, but she was completely empty on the line. But Huey got her home, 100th Group 1 winner for him. She's just a great mare. And broken record, another horse against the bias at Randwick, racing off the fence and making a wide run. And there it was, on time, just a tough horse. Great run from him, well ridden by T. Clark. Charm Star was a bit unlucky. There was a run starting to present for her, and she just couldn't get through that gap. Had she have done so, I think she runs 3rd or 4th, but take nothing away from the winner. She's a terrific mare. She gave a lot of them weight, and she got it done.
Yeah, I will say one thing about Montefilia as well, and Charm Star. They were both to 2,400 metres relatively early in their preparation. So they were both 3rd up, and they both got there relatively early. So whether or not they both have a little bit of fitness improvement to come, because Montefilia is going to go to a Caulfield Cup now. I'm not sure if you know where Charm Star is going to go.
I think it might go there as well.
Yeah, so both those horses at 2,400 metres at their next start, they can probably strip a touch fitter. I know you had something on No Compromise. He didn't have the best of luck, but he did follow Montefilia, but he was just flushed out a little bit earlier. And I think he's better suited if he draws a gate.
I honestly don't want to forgive him. I thought he had his chance, BJ. He was sucking up there behind Montefilia. Catty pulled him off her back in the straight, and he whacked. He just wasn't up to the class.
Yeah, you might be right as well. I would be.
And you're right. I had a decent bet on him, and I thought he was given his chance.
Well, really, he had 10 weeks off in New Zealand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's only had a 5-week freshen up in between 10 starts. So he wouldn't have much left in the tank, you wouldn't think. But Chris Waller can get plenty out of them. But he might be coming to the end of his preparation, and that might have just been it for him. But we'll find out where he goes to next. Anything else to add for that race?
Happy with that, mate. That was I don't know if it was a vintage Metrop, but the winner deserved it.
Yeah, no doubt. I actually think that it was a relatively strong Metrop, and I think she can run well in a Caulfield Cup. But the last race was a benchmark 94 over 1,200 metres. Big Parade was 390 out to 480 on the day. Gravina, very well supported. On Wednesday, he went up $7 and he SP'd $1.95. I got on at about $5.50, so I was on him at good odds. Prime Candidate was $8 out to $12. There was two 1200s on the day. This one was home in 109.30, last 600 in 34.08. And the best last 600 metres was Gravina, home in 32.97. They went 6 lengths slower than the Premier Stakes, Luke.
They did. Gravina was a good result for me here. Just come up short. It's going well. But, the winner's given it a lot of weight. Gravina just got that little bit too far back and has run on well. But you've got to give kudos to Big Parade. He's a torturous horse, though. He's hit or miss. I know he's still running good races. But
can't back him with any confidence.
You can't. But look at his record. 7 wins from 14, 4 placings. How do you knock a horse with that sort of record?
Yeah, you can't knock him. He's probably a bit like Nature Strip earlier in his career. He's got beat at short odds on several occasions.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly. And people only remember that. But he was findable on the weekend. He's carried 61 to victory here, and he was too good. Gravina, I'll probably stick with under the right circumstance, but it might want a bit further. Gee, it's got to the line here hard.
Didn't it? He's clearly the best last 600, and I just think he began a little bit awkwardly. I had him much closer to the speed than that. He was closer to the speed the other day, and that was over 1,100. Then he's got out to 1,200, and he's got a lot further back in a smaller field. But yeah, he went super, and I think that he will. I think he's got stakes ability, Gravina. Personally,
yeah, it was a good day. It was just a little sour note to end. Getting so close there to an absolute fill up, but
for us anyway. But for those who back Big Parade, they had a fill up and ended the day on a positive note.
And good luck to them.
Definitely. What's your horse to follow out of the meeting?
I should have given this more thought. Have you got one first?
I'll say Gravina. I think Gravina will be winning at his next start, wherever they go. Benchmark class, if he can stay down in the weights, that's absolutely ideal. Benchmark 94, benchmark 100, something like that. He's going to be hard to beat. He's going to be well found by the market, which is unfortunate. But if he could get to a black type race with have no weight on his back, he'd have to be a hope. Outside of that, who else do I think could win a race? We thought Olympic Gaze could win a race if he's placed well enough, up to 1.25 miles. But in the first race as well, I want to say Don Luigi. He's going to be winning race of this preparation.
Perfect, mate. I won't give you a horse to follow, but as I sort of alluded to earlier in the show, I'll give your listeners one to have something on for this weekend.
Yep, I got the pen out. What is it?
Equation. He's running in the Silver Eagle if he goes there. He's in the noms, so another horse against the bias there at Randwick, and he's $11. I think he's a fantastic bet. at that price.
Yeah, and he was well supported the other day in early market, so no reason why the money won't come for him again.
Mate, very good. Have a great week, and looking forward to this good racing just continuing on. We've got the Spring Champion. I've got an all-in bet there on Profondo, so I'll be giving him a cheer.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be a good chance if he can not duck in over the concluding stages. He's going to give himself every possible chance. But I'll let you get back to your night. Thanks for coming on the show, and have a great week. Hope you back plenty of winners.
Thanks, BJ. See you guys.
See you guys.